Good morning, everyone. Can I say good morning, Digeratis? I saw that on Twitter. Good morning. Now, raise of a hand. Who of you guys think that the pace is fast? Only a few of you? Well, then we are all acknowledging that today, ladies and gentlemen, is the slowest it's ever going to be. So, if you look at the MarTech technology landscape and you see how technology has grown over the years, you will see that we've come a long way. And if you think that seeing new emerging trends is going to end, no, ladies and gentlemen, it's not. So we need to make conscious decisions as to which technologies we need to use in our marketing efforts and what's going to suit our customer. It's no secret what the trends are. We hear them all the time, and you're going to hear about them all the time. Just to name a few: AI, MR, augmented reality, virtual reality, cloud computing. All of these things are absolutely paramount and important for you to use in your strategies. But I'm not going to talk about that today. Mobile has superpowers. It's the enabler and the catalyst of change. It is the glue that binds everything together. If you look at the most constant thing in our lives, it's our mobile phones. We're sitting on a 95% mobile penetration rate, 60% smartphone penetration, according to We Are Social. I want to tell you a story. In the past 18 months, I have gone through a personal transformation. I have lost over 30 kilos. Woohoo! I'm going to tell you the following things. It was not easy. It was really rough. But I had to adapt to a strategy. And I had to say, okay, right, I have to go back to the basics. I need to watch my calorie control, use the tools that's accessible to me, do exercise. I need to have a maintenance plan. I need to optimize when I have bad days. It's not been easy. But there's no difference to digital transformation. This is exactly the same thing. You need a strategy, you need optimization, measurement, you need tactics, and time. All of these are very important for your transformation. I believe that through my many years walking around and sitting with, not walking around, I mean sitting with customers and especially with marketers, I think we're losing our way a bit. We are becoming obsessed with the new. We are overwhelmed by the pace and how quickly our things are moving around us. And at the same time, we're using tactics instead of strategy. So we as marketers need to go back to the basics in order to get us future fit for tomorrow's realities. But it's not your fault because the conditions around you is creating this, these things happening in your life. So I would like to talk to you guys today about the rise of the connected marketer. It's not anything new. You probably should know this actually because it's the underlying principles of marketing. But you are going to be nodding and there is going to be things that are familiar to you. The future marketer is going to be a conductor of technology, creating seamless experiences, a symphony of technology and experiences for our customers. And this is going to be the future. So in one slide, I would like to explain to you what is a connected marketer. So the more connected devices we have in our lives, the more constantly connected we are. The more constant connection we have, the more we go into a state of connectedness. And the more we are in a state of connectedness, the more our behavior is changing. That is what we call the connected individual. They are attracted to connected brands, and this leads to the rise of the connected marketer. So we're living in the age of ubiquitous connectivity. We're always constantly connected. And you probably walked in this morning trying to find out what's the Wi-Fi code so that you connect and you can check your emails and be connected. This is the reality of what's happening today. As devices are becoming more prevalent, more in our households as we embrace the Internet of Things. IoT is a big drive for the connected marketer. And as we go about our lives, we switch seamlessly from our digital selves to the physical world that we live along with. And this is seamlessly monitored as well. Now, call it what you want. You want to call it the Internet of Things, the Internet of Intelligence, the Internet of Me, the Internet of everything. As the Internet of Things starts growing and advances, and it's evenly distributed, we are going to collect so much data. The famous Marshall McLuhan, a famous marketer from the 60s and 70s, said, "We shape our tools and then they shape us." Isn't that true? With mobile, we decided to use mobile, and now our mobility is changing the way that we think and the way we act. So the knowledge that you are living in a state of a constant connectivity is more important than the means of connection. It's not about the technology. It's about the fact that you're constantly connected as your digital self. If we look at our young generation, the younger the consumer, the more digital connections they have. But also the fact that we need to understand is that there's no difference for them with physical and digital. Whether I'm on WhatsApp talking to my buddies, or whether I'm standing with them in a room, it's the same thing. So, as the smartest brands in the world knows this to be true, this is what Mark Pritchard actually said when he said, when 5 billion customers shift their habits, you shift with them. And it's so true. In reality, when our behaviors change, we need to change with our customers. So today, we have the ability to be a shopper, connected consumer, connected patient, a connected passenger. I saw a lot of people that in a moment called for an Uber, and they arrived here this morning with their Uber drivers. That is a state of being connected at that moment in time. You needed the service, you used it, and now it's over. Now you're not connected anymore. If I say to you, you guys need to go to Netflix, go and watch Terms and Conditions Apply, it will scare you what Facebook can do with your data and what they actually know about you. If that doesn't scare you, nothing will. And you have the ability now to reach out to your phone and quickly go to your Netflix app and just put it on your list so that you can watch it later. In that moment, you were a connected consumer. So the most important thing to remember is that the connected marketer creates, develops, and maintains a brand that understands and meets the needs of the connected individual. There's 4 human dimensions of a connected marketer. They merge physical, digital, emotional, and sensorial brand experiences. Now, I don't have a lot of time to take you through all of the various ways on how to be a connected marketer, but there's 4 key tasks, and this is going to be familiar to you. First one is build an understanding. Yes, as marketers, we know we need to build an understanding. But if you think of startups, most of the startups fail because they don't understand their customers' needs and what need they need to fill. So it's important to understand that. If we look at the individual, what are they thinking? What's on their minds? What's their concerns? What keeps them up at night? There's what we call in the connected marketer, the 7 layers of data that we need to unpack. What is the journey for that individual? There's 3 types of consumer needs. The first one is the wants. So I want to go and watch Man United, should I say? No. I want to go and watch a football match. I want to socialize with my friends. I want to have a glass of wine. That's the things I enjoy to do. But then there's the shoulds. I should go and exercise. I should eat well. I should make a decision to educate myself so I can be future fit, ready for tomorrow's realities. And then there's the frictions, the things I don't want to do. I don't want to go and stand in a queue at a bank. I hate queuing. These are the 3 needs that you always need to take care of. Now, most brands play in the wants category. A connected marketer plays in all 3 of these simultaneously. Once you know the need, you now enable it. So it's not about how you want to sell, it's about how your customers want to buy. So McKinsey, they have this customer decision journey. So you can go on Google and go and look for customer decision journey, and you will find hundreds of thousands of customer journeys. This is the most accurate one that you will find because there is no linear customer journey anymore because we are mobile. It's a circle decision. I go in and out with my process as a connected individual. But there's one thing fundamentally wrong with this. It's not using the right language. Because customers don't think in marketing lingo. And we need to change the language because we need to wear the shoes of our customers. So I discover your product, I choose it, I buy it, I experience it, I share it, and I love it. Those are the things that you need to think of as a connected marketer. The next thing is removing barriers. You know, it's not easy to engage with our customers. We've now just heard from Elizabeth about the protection of personal information. There's the ad blocking. There's the product pollution. There's so much happening out, a tsunami of crazy things happening. And we have a responsibility to remove barriers and friction for our customers. So I don't know if all of you know in depth and are wine buffs, but what I can tell you is it is a difficult decision to make because you go and you know that you want to buy a bottle of wine, but you don't know the difference, for example, between a bottle that costs 2,000 Rand and a bottle that costs 50,000 Rand. So there's three types of wine purchases. And Amazon, who is the king of removing friction and removing complexities, they do this. So if I, for example, my husband and I want to have a bottle of wine, I'll buy a bottle, but I'm not going to spend a fortune on it. If I have friends over, okay, I'll spend a little bit more, and maybe 200-300 Rand. But then if I have a wedding or a gift that I want to buy a good bottle of wine that they can keep for a long time with the year of their wedding date. So how do I choose that? And that's exactly what Amazon did when they created these easy decisions that you can make where you say, are you buying for a party? Are you a wine buff? What is the price range that you're looking at spending? And price becomes the proxy of making this decision. So we all know this, and we know the YouTubes, the Facebook, Apple, they are all leading the way. Your competitors are not in this room. They are your competitors. And this is becoming an expectation of what customers are experiencing. A connected marketer takes care of these 10 needs like those brands. They recognize their customer, they remember them, they protect them, they value them, they respect them. We hear the word LSM still floating around. We're moving away from that. LSM is not applicable anymore. We need to move on to persona development, looking at people's behaviors. But as a connected marketer, we need to start looking at individuals. Because I have a mobile phone, I have an individual experience. I'm picking up the phone, or not picking up, I'm calling an Uber now. That is my individual experience. Make sure that there's an Uber to pick me up within the next 5 minutes and take me to my destination. These are the most important things to remember, that we are witnessing the end of average. We are looking for bespoke experiences. And if we look at, and I've heard that come up this morning already, we're moving away from actuarial to actual. So it's creating a bespoke experience. So for example, like your discovery, I think Dial Direct is also creating that same experience, and it's highly personalized because I'm not a crazy lunatic on the road. I don't drive crazy, hope not. But in the same breath is things need to be tailored to me, and I want to pay you according to my driving behavior. The next one is be of service. So we should be thinking of collecting and using the data on behalf of the customer, but it's how we extract more value out of data. It's not about, okay, now I can use this data, how do I get my customer to buy more? Because that's a result. It's going to happen in any way. You need to find a way to be of service to your customer. This is a very, very quick example of the new shopping journey, and this is a retail example. So I walk into a store, you identify my presence. I've got an app, you've got Wi-Fi. You immediately know I have just entered the store. You then collect data around you to know what's the weather conditions, what is the customer profile, what is the event, am I close to home, am I en route from home, does it mean I'm just picking up something for dinner tonight? Okay, she is. It's cold outside, so maybe a biryani would be a good idea, so let me recommend some recipe ideas or something quick that you can put together, like, if you're at Woolies, just take a biryani off the shelf, here's the offer for you. But then at the same time is identifying how you're going to communicate that. Are you going to communicate it via digital? Are you going to communicate it with an in-app notification? Are they using the app? Have they opened their app in the past half an hour or in the last half an hour? Are you going to send an SMS? You need to identify the channel, and then you track the redemption, and then how they return and engage. But this is not as easy as it seems. It's all using all of those trend technologies. It's using everything, but also realize mobile is not just mobile advertising. Mobile is a lot more. There's NFC, there's Bluetooth technology. There's so many things involved in putting this process together. There's something fundamentally wrong with loyalty cards. I don't know why we have them. I never use it. Because loyalty cards rewards me after I've made the purchase if I remember to carry the card with me. I don't carry loyalty cards with me. So every time when you go, do you have your loyalty card? I go to all of them and I say, no. So I don't get rewarded, but I'm probably a huge spender at that specific brand. But using mobile is how you untap this, where you reward somebody before and during their behavior, not after. Nike, not Nike, they would kill me. Adidas. In Berlin, they did this amazing thing. They started experimenting with trainers, and what they did is in the tongue of the sneaker, they embedded a technology that's water resistant, that's got a year's train pass embedded in it. So you wear them, and you run, hop on the train, your train pass is paid for. You don't even have to worry about having a card with you or anything. Problem solved. Merging the physical and digital and creating a sensorial experience and emotional experience. Next one. If we look at Run-Based Berlin, so Nike, they have this run club, so with your connected gears, and then you meet outside the Nike store, and then you go for a run, and it's like this whole tribe thing that happens. And Adidas was like, no, we're going to actually make that better. What we're going to do is we're going to create the whole environment. So they created what they call the run base, where people can actually come and train. They walk in, there's a track, you download the app, you try on the shoes. Instead of just trying on the shoes, you get to run and trial a shoe that you might be purchasing around the track. There's trainers available that can help you to choose the right type of shoes for you. There's showers, and it's like this whole encompassing experience where physical, the digital, and the sensorial and emotional experience is covered. And this is one of the unique concept stores. If you look at the inside, the concept is built around 5 core pillars: the heart, the brain, the gear, the energy, and the muscle. That is just one example. There's a lot of examples out there. So one thing to remember is that the problem that they wanted to solve is to train people for running events and how to choose their shoes, help them to analyze their data, understand where they're going wrong, and help them to get fit for these events. But at the same time, they were creating an experience that a connected marketer would create. So, if you want to understand how to become a connected marketer, you either need to hire someone who knows how to do this stuff or learn new skills. So, welcome to Boo-Yah. We have brought courses from the UK to South Africa called The Connected Marketer, and we are going to get marketers future fit and getting them ready so that they can become the ultimate connected marketers. Thank you.